Hey folks, I'm SimplyX, and welcome back to my Pokemon Sword Hardcore Nuzlocke, plus or minus Pokedolls. It's time to regroup. So, last time, or the last couple sessions have not gone well. That was, Route 9 was a route of bloodshed and sorrow, and so I'm just gonna, I took a couple days to just reset. We're just gonna go through the team that has died. We're gonna analyze real quick what should have been done differently, if anything. And then we will move forward, hopefully with these lessons learned properly. We'll start with Folk. So, obviously that one was straight up just on my bad. I knew he got screeched. I knew that meant he was going to take basically double damage from any hit, which meant a crit was certain to kill him. I had options. I should have just swapped him. I was really confident that the Flame Charge would kill. I think I thought that the sun was up in the town like it was on the preceding route, and it wasn't. All sorts of reasons that should not have happened. Totally my bad. I take no blame for this one. I have gone back and watched that clip many times, in part just to relive the anger I felt. It was an exhilarating rage. There was no reason that should have happened. That was a clean play. I don't know why the AI swap moves. The fact that it did means there was... Either it could predict what I could do, and so any move I made was wrong, or it was just acting randomly, and I had no ability to act because it was just going to do random stuff. Willow was a straight-up panic, and a bit of stupid optimism. If I thought Willow was fast enough to outspeed it when it was a freight train of hatred, I should have had faith that Willow could outspeed it on the very first turn. And had I done that, Willow would have just been able to just one-shot it, and I could have done my setup and win strat like I normally do. And once I reached the point where something had to be sacrificed, Willow should not have been what was selected. I should have gotten rid of one of the other Pokemon at the time. Willow's a my bad. So Gaga's an interesting one. I did hit the wrong button. I was trying to hit Nuzzle, and then I hit Discharge because I just was hitting buttons without stopping to process. That's solidly my fault. I also didn't properly understand how the innards out ability worked. I thought it was a fixed amount of damage, didn't realize it worked like counter, where it's based on the amount of damage it withstood that turn. This is my fault, but I'm a little bit forgiving on that one, mostly just because innards out hits so hard, and if I'd gotten anything I hit it with could have gotten a crit and killed it, except for Nuzzle, which I was trying to do, so I'm sad this is gone, but, Titanic is a misclick of the highest order. And also to give myself a second moment of it's my fault where, you notice like between episodes sometimes the moves will be in a different order. I will take the time to just go through, and I could have done this, just go in and be like, oh, let's reorder the moves here. I prefer Hex, I'll put Hex at the top. That's the thing I have control over. I was just too lazy to do it. I was like, I'll deal with it later. What are the odds it'll come back to bite me? And then I was button mashing, and there you go. So, complete stupidity, my fault. Crypto is... I am perhaps the most upset at myself for this one, because I knew it had Sucker Punch. It had hit me with it multiple times. I could not be more aware that it had Sucker Punch, and I just sent Crypto out anyway. I'm most upset about that one. Not in terms of, like, loss. I think losing Willow and Gaga were the bigger losses, but... in terms of like the loss to stupid ratio, Crypto is probably the worst. These two, I guess I could have grinded a bit before going to that route, but I happened to get the higher encounter. Like if I'd gotten the pre-evolved form of Jellicent in that encounter, I'd have had no issue. And I guess randomly got the high level encounter, and I made the call that these two, as bad as they are, weren't worth the effort to try to save just to. Like, if we were in the reality where I'd caught that thing and these two had died, I'd be completely content. I'd have taken that trade every time. So, I view that as a conscious sacrifice in the hope to get something better, because these two were never going to amount to anything from here on. So, I'm okay with that. So, alright, so those are sort of the lessons here of, remember to switch when you need to. If you've assessed a stat differential, stick to it and sacrifice appropriately. Don't just throw things out willy-nilly. Game knowledge... Don't be lazy, and please don't button mash, and just remember what you've seen, man. So, okay, with those lessons in our heart, we press on. This is the team we will be taking into the gym. It is a dark gym. You might be surprised to see Hawkeye on the team, and actually I'm a little bit sad. I probably have over-leveled him. when I was doing the level up, I again kind of just went into a zone. So his XP is higher than I want it to be. Most of these guys are like they just hit level 55 or 45 rather. Hawkeye is considerably closer, so I'll be keeping him out of the front of the team until basically the leader battle. You will see what role he will fill when the time comes. So Silver Powder for the bug moves. Jinping's got the physical. Oh, maybe. Oh, I might give him. I think we actually give him the scope, the wide scope, so that way I don't run the risk of Hammer Arm missing. Our boy LeBlack, Tank doing what he do, and Ripta. Now that I know better, didn't bother to burn it. I'm honestly really sad that I can't make use of guts really for these gym battles because they reset your health and stats. But yeah. Anyway, what's funny? So on the route outside of this town, one of the overworld spawns I was able to use to the most positive effect for grinding was Jellicent. So I was able to avenge myself kind of by murdering them with my dark moves. Like I had Franklin using Crunch on them over and over. I tried. So Sly, the evolved form of Nickit, I forget what it's called. The fox that we caught last time. I don't know that it's ever gonna see use. That thing is, it's a pretty good special tank, I guess, but that does not. It's really weak offensively, and tank fills a decent enough role, as does Hawkeye for the defensive wall spot. I am hard pressed to imagine using Sly going forward. So if there comes a time where I'm like, oh, I need something to just act as fodder to pass away, expect to see Sly on the chopping block. So Piers is a good character. I like his aesthetic. I like his, his sort of shtick of being like the rock star. This gym is awful. Like, in terms of just, like, the Gowler sort of theming of, oh, there's a bunch of... Oh, this thing, Thievel, right. This thing's worthless. Like, having, like, those fun kind of almost amusement park-esque challenges or, demonstrations of strength or skill or wit. I enjoy them. This is just to walk down a hallway, turn around, then turn around again, and then you're done. It's insanely boring. And also, not even talk about the fact that the whole stadium thing of you have a crowd watching is just absent because they don't have stands here. This is basically Team Skull's headquarters in Sun and Moon, just turned into a gym. Yeah, can I pick that item up? I forget if that's real or not. This isn't a double battle, is it? This might be a double battle. No, it's not. Okay. You know how I feel about double battles. Which, spoiler warning, the next gym's gonna be great. I'll have to think very hard about the team I'm using for that gym. Ha! Good luck with that. Oh, and I guess in the recap of the Fallen, I probably should have counted the encounter I killed in Glimwood Tangle, was it Mogrim? The Fairy Dark type. I did not realize how frail that thing is. Like, a one level gap, like, if it was a crit, I would have understood. But, man, to just one-shot it with a non-crit, I was really surprised at it. And that's another one I'll forgive myself on, because I don't think there's a lot I could have done there. Because, like, it's... Oh, I forgot to restock on the healing. Whatever. Should be fine for this. Like... Because that was the second form Pokemon. It's unlikely I could have just thrown balls and won. So I needed to hit it. Maybe this is the double. No, I can't. Part of me could have sworn there was a double battle here. Maybe I was confusing that with the routes. Or not the routes, when you fight these guys outside of the gym. Okay. Yeah, I should be fine. He'll hit me for neutral on the ice attacks, but... Oh, that's on the topic of AI being too prescient. I just remember there was a battle in my Y Nuzlocke where I lost a Pokemon to the rival battle. So I was fighting their Absol, and they were using an attack to hit me over and over. And then they just randomly used a different attack, and the attack they just happened to swap to that would, by all accounts, do way less damage to me, just so happened to crit when they used it. Which leads me to believe they can tell if an attack will crit in that game. It only happened the one time, so I might just be talking out my butt. But it feels like that's what happened to me there. So oh, okay, there is a double battle. I wasn't insane. I have a history of thinking that the AI is full of crap and is out to get you. I really live in a world where a Greedent is one of my team's greatest saviors. So I gave him counter, mostly in anticipation of the leader battle. We'll see if it sees play. I was tempted to use it here, but obviously I can't even be sure that he's going to get hit in this scenario. They might just both go for LeBlanc. So let's take the paralysis chance on the off chance it happens. See, he not only didn't get hit, but even if he got hit, it probably would have had a 50% chance of being a special move anyway. Oh, perfect. Tank, my boy. Hey, one of the other Pokemon I grinded on was there were Gastrodons up by Sirchester in the icy area, and I swear they had a 50% paralysis rate on their body slams. It's crap. Although the main thing I use, and in case you ever do one of these runs, just so you know when you get to this part of the game, the Pelipers up by Sirchester on Route 9, they straight up can't hurt you. It's incredibly rare for them to be able to hurt you. Because they know Swallow, they know Spit Up, they know Fling, and they know Mist. So the only attacking moves that they have are Spit Up and Fling. Spit Up will only do damage if it's used the Stockpile ability that Tank has, but Stockpile was not an attack I included on its list of moves just now, because it doesn't have it. So it can't use Stockpile, so Spit Up does nothing. Swallow does nothing, because, again, it doesn't have Stockpile. Mist prevents you from statusing it, which, who cares? And the only move it has that has a chance of hitting you is Fling. Fling will hurt you, will throw its held item at you in order to do damage, and the damage it does is based on the item it hits you with. The Pelipers there can have an item. They can have the Pretty Feather, but it does like 5 damage. So you can just basically grind on those things for free. Okay, so I think I'm gonna lead LeBlanc. No, I think I go Ripta here, because there's a chance Ripta can just set up bulk ups and just go. I guess that's the other thing I could be doing to minimize my losses here, is with a lot of these trainers, I could just be going on Cerebi or Bulbapedia and looking up what their team is exactly, and looking what their movesets are exactly. I mean, I get a peek at it when I look at their level cap, so I know what their aces are, but I've also played the game before, so I have a pretty good idea of that anyway. I've been trying to avoid that, because I enjoy a little bit just the notion of, oh, I know vaguely what this thing does, so I can try to plan around it. If I know exactly what it does, it feels more in line with kind of like a speedrun where everything's more pre-planned. I like the adaptability of not really knowing and having to guess and plan around. But if I really wanted to reduce the bloodshed, I could just be taking advantage of the fact that I can just psychically know everything they have. Which, hey, if they're going to psychically predict what I'm going to swap and what I'll swap to, maybe I should. Maybe that's what I should do. But I'm in this deep, so I was just going to carry it out here. Anyway, another unique characteristic of this battle is no Dynamaxing. Don't have to worry about that, which is honestly a nice change. As you have seen, Dynamax can... Oh, he has Intimidate. Okay, fair play. Alright. go, LeBlack. Two can play at that game. Wasn't attacking anyway. Alright, well. Let's see if we can set up the sweep. Okay. Do one more. I'd love to have Rain Dance up. That's the other thing that broke my heart is when I was fighting the Pelipers, I found a number of them that did have Drizzle. A Drizzle Pelipper would be so good. But, alas. Oh, I realized I've erred, because if this doesn't one-shot, I'm at risk of a crit killing here, because he's, what, he's hit me twice. He's done 90. So a non-crit won't kill, a crit will kill. But I'm... So it's what? It's stab, so it's 120. We got the stat ups, so that's going to double it, so it's going to do 240. I've got the incense, which is probably a 20%. This has got to kill, right? There's no way this doesn't kill. Yeah. Plus, I know from experience that that thing has a pretty flimsy defense. That's a good point. I forget what Contrary does, and I'm getting flashbacks again to my Y Nuzlocke. One moment. I want to remind myself what Contrary does, because I'm pretty sure it's to do with stat changes. I think it's reduce reductions. Yeah, okay, so the ability inverse all changes to stats in effect with lower stat. Okay. Yes, okay, so there's all that. But there's no reason to risk this. I didn't realize that he had this thing on his team, but prepare to see why Hawkeye is of value. Oh, I think that does damage based on my... that might have been a great call. Alright. You ready for this? So, I never really considered the value of this move. So what Power Split does is it doesn't change, like, stat stages. Instead, it averages our offensive stats with each other. The trick with that being, I don't know if you noticed, Shuckle's offensive stats are what some might call absolutely dog crap. So, by using that ability just now, my Shuckle just got more strong offensively. Stronger, whatever. More strong, stronger. And my opponent has just gotten weaker offensively. So now, he won't be able to hurt me that bad. I have high defenses anyway. Is that a crit? No, it wasn't. Okay, whatever. But this is just going to obliterate it, so it's fine. Wow! Man, Shuckle, you suck. Oh, does the Contrary even work on Power Split? Did it? Huh. Interesting. Is that in the article? Low powers, strength stat, max move. It didn't say anything about Power Split, because they said Power Split doesn't work off stages, which I would assume Contrary does. Yeah, it's not even showing up in the... That's... I wish I knew more about how that worked. Fascinating. I think it's because he's going to have really high attack. I think it's worth it to Power Split again here. How? Oh, that's how. I see. I did not do that. I don't have a single special attack. on my entire roster. Okay. New plan? We just have to one-shot it. I'm fairly confident I already will. That, because it'll be quad effective, my fighting move here will Thanos snap it. So now I'm +2 on attack and +2 on defense, which is also nice. It's quadruple effective. There's absolutely no chance this thing lives. And now my Machamp should be pretty well situated to do the same to whatever comes out. And I can't use Hawkeye anymore. What is it with learning good moves in gym battles? Yeah, but you used Obstruct like 3 times. Huh. Oh! Ha! Ha ha. Glad I kept this. Oh no, not toxic. How dare you. You monster. Oh wait, and that's gonna trigger Guts too! Oh, this thing's so dead! Ha ha ha! You fool! You activated my trap card! Oh, that's how it's done. Couple errors, but I played around them pretty well. I'm back, baby. Oh, that felt good. Alright, so that... I am actually feel pretty good about that battle. That went pretty well. Most of the things I attempted worked the way I wanted them to. And no one died. No one even really came close to dying. Yes, yes, keep having your little family moment. I'll just stand here. Snarl, not bad. That is like the one role Thiel has. Since he can learn Snarl as well, you can put him in against a special-oriented mon and then Snarl and really reduce it. Oh, one of my favorite moments of the game. But we'll have to wait till next time for that, because, oh, well, it's just going to force me outside. Okay. Alright, well, guess we'll let this play out. Yeah, thanks for letting me know the type of the next trainer. Didn't know, but thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now we'll have to see what happens next time. Don't worry, it's really action-packed and fun. It's the highlight of the game. This is really where the game starts to get really good. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. I'll see you guys in the next one, though. Until then, later, everybody.